She fought for her name, her style, her brand, her voice. And today we're talking about Tina Turner and why she's simply the best. As you already may know, Tina Turner recently died of 83 years old, an incredible rock and pop musician. And I wanted to use the opportunity to share with you what can she teach us about branding, style, and resilience. So here are 3 things that she can teach you. I think the best way to start talking about what can Tina Turner teach us is talking about resilience. If you don't know, Tina Turner didn't have the most easiest upbringing or the most easiest first marriage with Ike Turner. But even though with all those circumstances, her resilience was always there. She wanted to show up as who she believed she could be. She wanted to show up and show the world that she wasn't the Tina Turner with Ike Turner, that she was the great Tina Turner of rock and pop, that she could fill a whole stadium, that she had a voice, she had a strength, that she had some moves that she wanted to show the world. So the first lesson that Tina Turner can teach us is the importance of resilience, the importance of believing in yourself and believing what you can become. Even though with your circumstances that were served with you that you didn't want, you need to really understand how far are you willing to go for your dreams. And one thing that is important about Tina Turner, she didn't become famous until she was in her mid 40s, 50s, 60s. She was known, she was in covers of Rolling Stones, but not by herself, not as a solo performer, a solo musician. She became the great, the incredible, the recognizable, all over the world Tina Turner in her mid 40s. And this is a story that we need to really capture and understand, because resilience is the first thing that Tina Turner can teach us. Let's go to tip number 2. The second thing that we learn from Tina Turner is the importance of sharing your story. So as I said before, she didn't have the easiest marriage with Ike Turner. Even though they had great songs and great concerts, she wasn't becoming, or she wasn't being the woman that she wanted to be. So when she decided to break up the marriage, she wanted to show up as a solo musician, solo performer. But people were still connecting her with Ike Turner, what happened there, why she hasn't expressed, why they separated, why she's now being by herself, trying to grow by herself. So what happened here? She realized that she needed to share her story, because if she didn't, people will still be questioning, why is she trying to be solo? What happened with Ike Turner? What is going on here? So she decided in the 1980s to share her story for the first time with People magazine. And although she didn't want to, because she didn't want to go to the past and relive it with that difficult marriage with Ike Turner, she realized that the only way that the audience was going to connect with her as a musician, as an artist, as a dancer, was by sharing her story, by going to the past and sharing it again, even though it was painful, even though she didn't want to remember it, even though the journalists then, after hearing her story, were only asking questions about that. She knew it was the only way to share her past, so people can see her present and see her in the future as the singer that she wanted to represent and be. So the key here is, even though your story is not perfect, even though your story wasn't the easiest, sharing it with your audience will make you relatable, will make you see that, oh, this is why you decided to pivot here. This is why you decided to become that artist. This is why you become that coach. You need to share your story. You need to let people into what you want. Okay, you don't have to share every detail. But the more that you share who you are, the more curiosity you bring, and the more people say, oh, I understand that reason. So the second lesson here is, share your story, even if it's that difficult. But the only way for you to relate, to connect to your audience, is by sharing who you are and why you are deciding to become the person that you are today. So the second lesson, share your story. Let's go to the third. So the last thing that we can learn from Tina Turner is the importance of legacy, of understanding what do you want and what do you need to get where you want to be. She was a living legend. Musicals, movies, books were done and released during her lifetime, documentaries as well. I got inspired by watching the HBO documentary of Tina Turner. But what I want to tell you is, when you're building your brand, where you're deciding to become the best version of yourself, think what's the legacy that you want to live. She was an incredible musician, artist, human, philanthropist. She won 12 Grammy Awards. She became #1 in Billboard when she was 45. She won the Guinness World Record at the age of 50 because she filled so many concerts. She was in the cover of Rolling Stones several times. She taught Mick Jagger how to dance. She collaborated with incredible musicians. So what I want you to understand is you really need to know what is that you want, what you want to accomplish, what is the legacy that you want to live. Because this is how Tina Turner became larger than life, even though she had a difficult upbringing, a difficult for marriage, and then she found love. What you need to understand is that if you want to accomplish something, you need to first believe, execute, and keep dreaming. That is a legacy that Tina Turner left. And she always said, my music is not from the 80s or from the 90s or from the 200s. It's living consistently. It's right here, and you can listen to the best. You can listen to any of her songs, or the album Private Dancer, and you can really see that it still connects with people, that it's still there because she focused on living a legacy. So you need to understand, as a coach, as a creator, as an entrepreneur, what is that you want to live when you're gone? What is that? How do you want to inspire? What is that legacy? What will make you larger than life? I'm not saying you have to be like Tina Turner, but I'm saying think about you. What is that you want? And I hope you learned that even though you didn't have the most perfect upbringing like Tina Turner, you can still make it. You can still become who you want to be. You just need to believe what is that you want. You need to inspire yourself so you can inspire others. You need to share your story. You need to live your truth and let go of what's not working for you, so you can become the best version of yourself. I hope you enjoyed these clips. I hope you enjoyed learning about Tina Turner and how can she teach us to become better, to share our story, and to build our own legacy. Thank you so much.